Alright guys, it's currently 1 AM in the morning. We're just about to book the flights to Europe. It's November 2021. Massive moment.
With me, he doesn't think about permanence or possession. He knows I'm just like the weather. I'll keep changing my mind. Crying. You're still crying about him, aren't you? Silly girl. What good will it do to you? Will it do you to spill those sky blue tears? You meant neither everything to him or absolutely nothing at all. What's given is not gone. In something it lives on.
So I spent 4 months backpacking around Europe, traveling to 25 countries total throughout 2022. I'm going to talk about it more in depth, but this is a quick little overview of my travels and my route. I'm going to give you a quick rundown of each city and some things we did there, and then I might make a more detailed video going through like costs and how to backpack really. It was a super fun trip. I'm so grateful for everything that happened. And everyone that I met. So we started off landing in Italy, in Milan, went straight to Lake Como, did some boat rides, checked out some of the towns around there. That was an awesome way to start off the trip. Then I was on my first train, my first European train into Switzerland. Started in Zermatt. I've got more in-depth videos about all my Switzerland adventures, so you can check them out. I won't really talk about Switzerland in this video, but just went around the town, did a lot of hiking, and then went to Plancy in Austria and checked out some alpine lakes there, and also went to Innsbruck for a couple of days. Quick stopover in Bratislava, Slovakia on my way to Macedonia, where I spent 3 weeks, starting in a mountain town called Prilep, where we were there just exploring and checking everything out. Really cool place. Then we went on to Lake Ohrid, which is an absolutely beautiful and underrated destination in Europe. Hit a massive storm there, one of the craziest storms I've ever seen, but pristine conditions every other day. Went to a festival there, saw an Australian DJ, Will Sparks, and then also checked out the capital, Skopje, which was pretty nice. From then, we were on to Montenegro. We started in Kotor, had an awesome hostel that put on barbecues and stuff like that. It was just awesome. Checked out the coastal towns around there, Kotor and Budva, before moving on to the main event, which was Croatia. We spent nearly a month in Croatia all up, just going up and down the coast, starting in Dubrovnik, working our way up to Split, Zadar, Rijeka and Pula. Just the Croatian coast was just an awesome place to be. We were there in August and it was just peak summer, just the best time to be there. Awesome hostels, just super cool beaches and nature, and it was just the perfect way to spend your European summer. Had some of the best hostels ever there as well, like that was awesome. Then we made the cooler climate change to Slovenia, where we went to Lake Bled, which is somewhere I've always wanted to visit. Did some hiking there, checking out the mountains, some awesome photography spots, and then also checked out Ljubljana, the capital of Slovenia. Quick little stopover into Budapest as well for a few days, which was an unplanned thing. We didn't even plan on going there and ended up loving it. Budapest I would highly recommend. And then from there we went back into Croatia for a little bit, but we mainly were going through Croatia to get to Bosnia. And we went to Sarajevo, which was undoubtedly one of my favourite cities on the trip. So underrated. Just a really cool place. Also went to Mostar in Bosnia as well. And I would highly recommend both of those cities. Next up was Serbia, where we went just to Belgrade. Just had a look around the old town. It was a place where we sort of got to have a bit of time to rest. Same with Bulgaria. Went to Sofia and a mountain town called Bansko. Did some old shopping there, and then a bit of hiking up in the mountains in Bansko as well, which was a really cool experience. Seeing some wildlife. Also got to play some golf, which was a big highlight. Then we were down in Turkey, which was a really cool part of the trip. Such a different style of travelling to everything we've been doing in the Balkans for the past sort of 2 months. Just a very different culture, very different vibe, with warmer weather again, and Istanbul was just an awesome city. So after that, I got on a plane and flew all the way up to Belgium, which was just an absolute highlight for me. Just an amazing beer culture, amazing just like contemporary lifestyle that they have there. I checked out Brussels and Ghent, which was an awesome city. Ghent is one of my favourites. It reminds me a lot of Amsterdam, which was where I was next, just for a day, which was a pretty nice place. Then we were off to Berlin, my second time in Berlin, and just got to check out some more of the artsy stuff there. Same with Prague, my second time in Prague as well, and just had a bit of time to relax there. Then we were off to Poland. Poland was a pretty interesting one. It was probably one of the ones that I knew less about and wasn't really sure what to expect. But Poland was really nice, very surprising place, and I'd probably think about going back there. Jumped on a plane, and then we were up in the Baltics. We did all 3 of the Baltic countries, starting in Riga in Latvia. Checked out Vilnius, Lithuania as well. Both of those places really nice. And then my favourite of the Baltic cities was Tallinn, Estonia. Super cool place. I was there in September, so it was like nice sort of cold weather. October, sorry, I got that wrong. I was there in October, cold weather. It was just a very cool place, very kind of hipster. It reminded me a bit of Melbourne, to be honest. My last travel day took me up to Lapland, where I've got a video about that as well. So I won't talk too much about it. But then I was finishing in Helsinki. I took a nice sort of cold swim in the Baltic. Checked out Helsinki, and just like that, the trip was over, and I was back in Melbourne after 4 months of travelling in Europe. So like I said, guys, I might do a more in-depth video sort of discussing backpacking in Europe and like my route and stuff like that. But for now, I'll leave you guys with this one, a little cinematic memoir of the trip. Got a few more videos coming out from this trip as well, of some of the cities that I was in, so keep an eye out for those. But until then, see you guys in the next one. Peace.